My girlfriend said, "I'm blocking you for a week. Think about this." I replied, "Take a month." Then I booked a storage unit, boxed it all by 3 a.m. Changed the locks, went on a coffee date from work, and I just watched as her family tried to shame me before one visitor read the texts. "Welcome to Family Tales." She said, "I'm blocking you for a week so you learn to appreciate me." I said, "Take a month." I used that week to move all her stuff into a storage unit. When she finally texted, "Do you miss me?" I sent her the code to the unit and blocked her forever. As you listen, ask yourself what you would do if someone tried to control you with silence. I'm 27. I've been dating my girlfriend, 25, for about a year and a half. We've lived together in my apartment for 8 months. At first it felt easy. Then little games started showing up. Silent treatments, threats to leave. Blocking me for a day, then unblocking me and acting like I should be grateful she came back. I didn't call it manipulation back then. I called it she's emotional, or we're just stressed. That's how people get used to unhealthy patterns. You rename them until they feel normal. Last Tuesday we argued over something small. I don't even remember the exact topic. I think I forgot to text her back for a couple hours because I was in a work meeting. My phone was on silent. I walked out of the meeting, saw messages, and before I could even explain, she was already in full attack mode. She said I never prioritize her, that she's always the one making effort, that I don't care. I told her the truth. I was in a meeting. My phone was on silent. "You always have an excuse," she yelled. "It's not an excuse," I said. "It's literally what happened." Then she pulled out her phone like it was a weapon. "You know what? I'm done. I'm blocking you for a week. Maybe then you'll learn to appreciate what you have." I just stared at her. It wasn't a breakup. It was a punishment, like she was grounding me. She said, "I'm blocking your number. You won't be able to contact me for 7 days. Use that time to think about how you treat me." She was serious, finger hovering over the block button, waiting for me to panic, and something in me snapped. Not rage, just clarity. I suddenly saw the pattern like a map. This is the moment where a lot of people beg, apologize, and promise to be better, even if they did nothing wrong. If you've been there, you know why. You just want the tension to stop. I didn't do that. I looked at her and said, "Calm as anything, make it a month." She blinked. "What?" "A week isn't enough," I said. "Make it a full month. I need that much time to really reflect." Her face went blank for a second because this wasn't her script. I wasn't supposed to agree, I was supposed to chase. She recovered fast. "Fine, a month then. Maybe you'll learn your lesson." "Sounds good," I said. She blocked me right there. Grabbed her purse, said she was staying at her friend's place for a few days so I could think about things, and left. The door closed. I stood there for about 30 seconds in silence. Then I got to work. Here's the reality. The apartment was mine. The lease was only in my name. The furniture was mine. The TV, the kitchen stuff, all mine. She had moved into my life, not the other way around. If someone decides to disappear to teach you a lesson, they are telling you they see the relationship as a power game. And I was tired of losing games I never agreed to play. I called a storage facility I'd seen advertised. I got a small climate-controlled unit, 5 by 10, $89 a month, first month free with a promo code. It was almost funny how easy it was. Then I started packing. Her clothes came out of my closet and dresser, toiletries out of the bathroom, books, decorations, throw pillows, the diffuser she insisted we needed. I worked straight through the night. By 3 a.m., everything was boxed. Thursday morning I rented a U-Haul van, $39 for a few hours. I loaded everything, drove to the storage unit and unloaded it all, and I want to be clear. I wasn't trying to destroy her things. I organized everything neatly. Clothes on one side, boxes stacked on the other. A clear path down the middle so she could get to what she needed. I wasn't trying to punish her. I was trying to end the situation cleanly. By Thursday afternoon, my apartment was clear. That same day I changed my locks. It cost me $120, worth every cent. She still had a key, and I wasn't taking chances. On Friday, I went to my bank and opened a new checking account. She didn't have access to my accounts, but she knew my main account number from past transfers. I moved my direct deposit. I didn't want any loose ends. The weekend was quiet, weirdly peaceful. I cleaned the apartment top to bottom, rearranged furniture, made the space feel like mine again. When the noise finally stops, you start realizing how loud it was before. On Saturday, her friend texted me. "Hey," she says, "you're ignoring her texts. Not cool." I didn't respond. That friend didn't know she had blocked me. It wasn't my job to explain my ex's little lesson plan. Monday came. 1 week into her month-long silence, I felt good, not because I won, because I could breathe. No accusations, no tests, no walking on eggshells, wondering what harmless mistake would become a crisis. By the end of week 2, the truth landed hard. I didn't want her to come back. This wasn't a break, it was relief. Week 3, I started seeing someone new, not serious at first. Just coffee with a woman from work. Easy conversation, no drama, no tension. It felt normal in a way I forgot existed. Day 28, 3 days before the month was even up, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Do you miss me?" I knew it was her right away. She couldn't make it the full month. The silence wasn't about space. It was about control, and control doesn't work if the other person enjoys the quiet. I replied with 2 things: the address of the storage facility and the access code. Then I typed, "Your stuff is in Unit 37. It's paid through the end of next month. After that, it's your responsibility. We're done." Then I blocked the number, blocked her on everything I could think of. 3 minutes later, my phone started ringing. Different number, I didn't answer. Voicemail notifications popped up. I didn't listen. Texts started coming from new numbers. "Are you serious? This is insane. You can't just throw me out. We need to talk." I blocked each one. 5 days after that, I didn't hear from her directly anymore, but I heard from everyone else, her friends, her sister, all saying I was heartless, that I kicked her out with no warning. None of them mentioned her blocking me first. None of them mentioned the months of mind games. They only knew the story she wanted them to know. I didn't defend myself to them. I didn't argue in group chats. I didn't beg for my reputation back. If someone can't ask you for your side, they don't deserve your energy. 2 weeks later, the fallout got louder. I got added to a group chat I never asked to be in. 5 of her girlfriends all typing at once. "You need to apologize. She's devastated. How could you be so cruel?" I responded once and only once. "She blocked me for a month to teach me a lesson." I used that time to move on. Her choice, her consequences. One of them replied, "That's not what happened. She was trying to make you appreciate her. You were supposed to fight for the relationship." That sentence said everything. In their minds, love meant proving yourself by suffering. Like the relationship was a test you fail if you keep your dignity. I left the group chat and blocked them. Then her sister showed up at my apartment. It was a Wednesday afternoon. I was working from home. The doorbell rang. I opened the door and there she was, angry and ready. "We need to talk about what you did to my sister," she said. "No," I said, "we don't. You kicked her out with no warning. She had to scramble to find a place." "She left on her own," I said she was staying with a friend. I made sure her stuff was safe." "You changed the locks," she snapped. "My apartment." "My locks," I said. "She wasn't on the lease, she wasn't paying rent, she was a guest who wore out her welcome." Her face went red. "You're heartless. She loved you," I said. "She loved controlling me. There's a difference." I closed the door. She stood outside for a few minutes knocking and yelling. Building security eventually asked her to leave. After that, my ex tried a different strategy. She sent one of her guy friends to reach out. He was someone I actually liked, always decent to me. He texted, "Hey man, can we grab a beer? I want to talk about what happened." I agreed. Not because I owed him an explanation, but because he came at it like an adult. We met at a bar Thursday night. He got straight to it. "She's saying you blindsided her. One day everything was fine. Next day all her stuff was gone." "That's not how it happened," I said, and I laid it out calmly. The fight, the block, her saying it was a week, me saying make it a month, her agreeing, her leaving. He sat there quiet for a moment, then he said, "She blocked you first." "Yep," I said. "For a month, that was her idea." He shook his head. She's not telling people that. Of course not, I said. Then he asked, but did you have to put all her stuff in storage? That's cold. I didn't get angry. I just asked him, what should I have done? Let it sit in my apartment for a month while she decided whether she wanted to come back. He didn't have an answer. Then he said, she wants you back. She's willing to forgive you. I laughed once, just a small laugh. Forgive me for what? Taking her seriously. He tried to argue, but I shut it down. I paid for my drink and left. Later that night, a new number texted me. I know I messed up. We can fix this. I love you. Please talk to me. I didn't respond. I blocked it. Meanwhile, the woman from work and I kept seeing each other. 3 dates in. Simple, normal, no games. When I explained the situation, I kept it vague, but she still understood the main point. She said, good for you for having boundaries. And that's when it hit me. My ex's behavior had become so normal to me that I stopped calling it what it was. The blocking wasn't new. She'd done it before for a day or two. Then she'd come back, expecting me to be desperate and grateful. This time, I didn't play along. A mutual friend warned me. Her dad is talking about coming to have a word with you. I said, great. And a month later, he actually did. It was Tuesday around 6 in the evening. I was making dinner when the doorbell rang. Older guy, maybe 60, stern face, tight posture. You the one dating my daughter, he asked. Dated, I said, past tense. He stepped forward. I'm her father. We need to talk about how you treated her. I could have closed the door, but I was tired of the story being told like I was some villain. I let him in. We sat down. He started with the version he had. You kicked her out, changed the locks, put her stuff in storage like she was trash. Did she tell you why? I asked. Because you're controlling, he said. I picked up my phone and showed him the screenshots. The message where she said she was blocking me to teach me a lesson. The one where I said, make it a month. The one where she agreed. He read them, looked up. She blocked you first, he said quietly. Yep, I said. That was her choice. He sat back and rubbed his face. She said you were ignoring her, that she had to block you to get your attention. She lied, I said. He was silent for a long moment, then he said something I didn't expect. She's done this before, he admitted. To her last boyfriend and the one before that, the blocking, the tests. Her mother and I tried to talk to her about it. I didn't gloat, I just nodded. She found someone who doesn't play along, I said. He glanced around the apartment. This is yours. All mine, I said. She moved in 8 months ago, never paid rent, never got on the lease. He let out a breath. I'm sorry for coming here like this, and for what she put you through. I appreciate that, I said. He stood up to leave. For what it's worth, he said, I think you did the right thing. She needs to learn actions have consequences. He left, and I stood there in my kitchen feeling stunned. That conversation could have gone a lot worse, but the story still wasn't done. 2 days later, my ex showed up at my workplace. I still don't know how she got past security, but I was in a meeting when my boss's assistant knocked and whispered that someone was in the lobby insisting she needed to speak with me and causing a scene. I walked out. There she was crying, makeup running, people staring. Please, she said, we need to talk. No, I said, we don't, you need to leave. I made a mistake, she said. I was stupid, I love you. Security was already moving toward us. I kept my voice steady. You need to leave now or I'm calling the police for trespassing. You can't throw away what we had, she said. You threw it away when you blocked me to play mind games, I said. I'm done. Security escorted her out. She screamed the whole way, calling me names, saying I would regret it. An hour later, my boss called me into his office. He didn't yell, but he was firm. Want to explain what that was, he asked. I told him everything. The relationship, the blocking, the storage unit, the harassment, the new numbers, the family showing up. He listened and said, if she comes back, we'll support you, but you need to handle this. It's affecting your work environment. That was fair. That afternoon, I called a lawyer. I explained the repeated contact, the workplace incident, the harassment through friends and family. He drafted a cease and desist letter and sent it certified mail to her parents' address. It laid out the timeline and a clear directive. No further contact or legal action would follow. Her sister called me from another new number. A cease and desist. Are you kidding? She showed up at my workplace, I said. She's harassing me through multiple numbers. This ends now. She's heartbroken, her sister said. She's manipulative, I said, and I'm done being her target. If she contacts me again, I'm filing for a restraining order. Her sister called me insane. I hung up. Around the same time, the woman from work and I made it official. We were actually dating now. She knew the whole story. She thought it was wild, but she respected how I handled it. She told me, most guys would have caved after the first crying scene. I said, I'm not most guys. For about 5 days, I didn't hear from my ex at all. The longest silence since this started. Either the letter worked or she was planning her next move. Either way, I stopped caring. 2 months after the storage unit text, I decided I needed a final ending in my own head. Not closure from her, closure for me. The cease and desist worked mostly. She stopped contacting me directly, but she tried another angle. She disputed the storage unit charges, claiming she never authorized them and that I illegally stored her property without permission. The storage company called me confused. I sent them screenshots of our texts, proof she blocked me. Proof I told her where her things were. Proof I paid 2 months up front. They sided with me. They told her the unit was hers to keep or clear out. After the prepaid period ended, if she didn't pay, they would auction the contents per their standard policy. She let it lapse. She didn't pay a single month after my prepaid period ended. Last week the storage facility called me and said, her unit is scheduled for auction next month. We wanted to check if there's anything of yours in there. There isn't, I said. Do what you need to do. 2 days ago, one of her friends texted me again. You're really going to let her stuff get sold? Not my stuff, I replied. Not my problem. She can't afford it, the friend said. She's between jobs. She had 2 months, I said. She chose not to deal with it. The friend called me a jerk. I blocked that number too. By then, my life looked completely different. My new girlfriend moved in last month. We signed a new lease together, both names on it. We split rent 50-50, equal, healthy, quiet. She asked me once if I felt bad about how things ended. I said no. She tried to train me with punishments. I showed her that actions have consequences. She thought about it and said, fair. Her father called me one more time just to apologize again and to warn me. She's telling people you stole from her, he said, that you sold her belongings. And she's talking about small claims court. Let her try, I said. I have everything documented. She never filed anything. It was all talk, like most of her threats. A mutual friend later told me, I heard the full story from multiple people now. You were right to end it. She's been doing this for years, testing guys, playing mind games, then crying victim when they don't accept it. I wasn't surprised. I also heard she was dating someone new already, telling him a story about an abusive ex who threw her out. I felt one thing, and it wasn't anger. It was gratitude that it wasn't my problem anymore. People who know me know the truth. People who don't know me, their opinion doesn't control my life. That's where I am now. Living with someone who treats me like an equal, working a job I enjoy, no games, no punishments, no fear of getting blocked because I missed a text. If I could go back, I wouldn't change much. The moment she said, I'm blocking you to teach you a lesson, she showed me who she was. Someone who thought relationships were about power, not partnership. I didn't fight the lesson. I accepted it. I used the time she gave me to make a clean break. She played a game. She expected me to crawl back and beg. Instead, I moved on. And honestly, that is the cleanest ending I've ever had. Here are the lessons I took from this. Lesson 1, if someone uses silence as punishment, they're trying to control you, not connect with you. Lesson 2, boundaries are not revenge. A clean break is sometimes the healthiest move. Lesson 3, people who thrive on drama will recruit friends and family to pressure you. You don't have to argue with a crowd. Lesson 4, document everything when someone starts escalating. Truth matters when stories get twisted. Lesson 5, the right relationship feels calm, not like a test you're always failing. What would you have done the moment she said she was blocking you to teach you a lesson? And do you think I was too harsh moving her stuff out? Or was it the most practical way to end a power game for good?